Warning, the following video has a lot of stats, so if you're not really into that, you may want to click off the video, but please give the video a chance because they offer some interesting insight. Okay, let's get into the video. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. And today, what I want to talk about is how cold it's been in Florida. It was 26 degrees this morning. It's crazy. Like, people up north say it doesn't get cold in Florida, and when it does, we all bundle up when it gets to 60, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to talk about that all video, but I just want to mention that, something going on in real life. But today, as you see by the title, the Barkley-Gallman debate. Do we trade Saquon Barkley? Do we sign Gallman to a $20 million a year contract? Because how great he's been. No. But yeah, so if you picture it, Saquon Barkley, his trade value is not going to be any lower than it is now. If you picture a different team, obviously, if you could trade a fourth-round pick for him, I'd take it any day of the week. But he has the ACL. You're not going to be able to get a first-round pick for him. I think a team will be stupid because we haven't seen him come back. We're optimistic Giants fans. We still think he's going to be that great Barkley. But you never know. Some guys never recover from injuries. Not everyone's an Adrian Peterson. As far as Gallman, he's had the better offensive line. That's something to focus on. It's not anything to sneeze at. Like, obviously, Saquon Barkley last year, he had to deal with Nate Solder, not the best run blocker or pass blocker either. But, a run blocking offensive line last year, I'll put up the stats for it, but it was worse than it is now. The beginning of the year, the Steelers-Bears games, those games were bad, and they kind of skewed the stats. But overall, since then, we're pretty much a top 10 offensive line in the league as far as run blocking. Andrew Thomas, he's one of the best run blockers, I think, offensive linemen in the league, or left tackles in the league at least. And then Shane Lemieux, that's what he does. And, Kevin Zeitler, Ken Fleming isn't great, but, Nick Gates, they can get some push in that direction. And as far as records, that was one of the first things I wanted to look at. Do these guys impact wins? Obviously, Pat Shurmur, not inspiring confidence. We saw how he couldn't adjust at all with no quarterback. Whatever, with Daniel Jones, he was a pretty good coach. He went 3-12 with him. We're 3-12 with him as far as last year and this year. With Gallman, we're 5-4. We're 5-7, but we're really 5-4 because the beginning we're relying on Devontae Freeman and Alfred Morris. As far as those, I think Gallman's better. I didn't really want to dive into the stats of how is Gallman better with an L2, but you look at Alfred Morris, he's slow. Devontae Freeman has a little bit, but he doesn't really have that cut. Okay, so now let's get into the actual analytics. The first one, broken tackles. Gallman, not really that good. Saquon Barkley in 2018, 8.7 runs per broken tackle, 13.6 in 2019. And then Gallman, he has a broken tackle every 46 carries. And same thing in the pass game. He just doesn't break any tackles. He falls forward, but he's not going to break any tackles. He's one of the worst. He's compared to Jonathan Taylor, and we don't think Jonathan Taylor is, running through anybody. But you compare Saquon Barkley to people. We're talking about Dalvin Cook. We're talking about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is pretty good at doing that sort of thing, busting through people. And that's how you get those extra yards. And that's what we kind of want for Seattle this week. We're like, Gallman, he can get you a couple yards. You can keep on moving the sticks, but eventually you have to break out that big run. Gallman can bust out 20-yard runs, but he can't really do those 60, 70-yard runs like Saquon Barkley can do and just bust people. And we know by the combine, I'll put up the combine stats, Saquon Barkley is the faster runner. He ran a 4.3, whatever it was. But yeah, he's fast. Next, yards after contact per attempt. I think Gallman is really underrated in this aspect. He's 2.5. Saquon Barkley's 2.8. Saquon Barkley is one of the best, but they're both top. They would both be top 10 in the league. With Saquon Barkley, his comparison is Derrick Henry. With Gallman, his comparison is Nick Chubb. Next, yards after catch per reception. Saquon Barkley, 8.4. He was up to 9.1 this year, but I think it's a little bit anomaly. Let's use his 2017 and 2018 stats. An 8.4. That's your Antonio Gibson's and Joe Mixon's. That's good. Those guys are known to, not overall great out of the backfield. And Alvin Kamara at 9.1. So obviously, if you're compared to Alvin Kamara with the yards after catch on receptions, that's pretty good. And he's not an elite. He's not like a 10.6 like a Dalvin Cook, but he's not a Gallman. Gallman, it was really hard to find a comparison to him as far as legit. He's compared to Gurley, who's at a 5, and Chris Thompson, who's at 5.4. So he's not really making a lot of yards after catch per reception. Gallman has around 14% drop rate. Miles Sanders has 15. Saquon Barkley is 11. So Wayne Gallman drops a little bit more passes than you would like out of the backfield. That's not where we want to use Wayne Gallman. Maybe he can add that to his arsenal, but that's not where I really want him. You want him for your north-south run, and that's the efficiency number. And basically, the lower the number is, the more north-south you are. So Saquon Barkley was at 3.66, which is similar to a Dalvin Cook. So his play style is like a Dalvin Cook / Nick Chubb. And what Wayne Gallman is more like a Latavius Murray. He's just going to get the ball north-south. We all saw the carry that he tried against the Bengals. He tried to go east-west. It's just not working out for him. Get the ball, and especially this other stat, time behind line of scrimmage. Wayne Gallman, he's top in the league, 2.41. I couldn't really find anybody that's higher than him. He gets the ball, he runs straight downhill. So that's Latavius Murray. Again, pretty much the same numbers as far as efficiency. And then time behind line of scrimmage for Saquon Barkley, it's similar to a Dalvin Cook, a little bit more patient, a little more east-west. So if you can get a Dalvin Cook, that's good with Saquon Barkley. And now we also know that Minnesota is a little bit cautious to pay him. But if you can get him for a couple of years, that's pretty good. And that team could win a couple of playoff games. Next stat I want to mention is rush yards above expected. Now, Wayne Gallman's getting a little bit better than this. He was negative in the beginning of the season. He's getting better. That may be because of the better offensive line, but this is just, it has to do with your situation. So not really a ton about the offensive line, but Wayne Gallman's getting better. He has that 0.36, which is comparison to Antonio Gibson and Singletary. No, decent running backs, serviceable. Guys that you're not going to write home about, but, they can win you games. And, overall, Wayne Gallman has done that, helped us win some games, but obviously not against great opponents. And then Saquon Barkley's number, 0.63 above expectations. That's comparison to Derrick Henry and Miles Sanders. And those guys are good. Miles Sanders, the joke is you can't take him down. Same thing with Henry. You can't take him down. Derrick Henry is more like physical and that sort of thing. I guess Saquon Barkley is more twitch. But again, he's also breaking tackles. But the key thing is 34.6% of the time he has this number. So when he is getting rush above whatever, he's breaking really long yards. That's basically what this is saying. But Wayne Gallman, he's more consistently getting those. So we all know that basically the stat is he's near 50% of the time he's getting more yards than expected. And then finally, just a simple yards per attempt. Saquon Barkley is around Kamara and Aaron Jones, and then Wayne Gallman's near Ezekiel Elliott and Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is 3.8. I was really surprised about that, but that really has to do with the offensive line, which is kind of why I like the completed yards above expectation, because that really shows kind of like the QB stat, passing completion percentage above expectation. So in the end, just basically my summary of this entire video kind of just all makes sense of it. Wayne Gallman, serviceable. You're going to have to sign him to a contract after this year. And I'm not sure, if I want to pay him that much. It's a great story. Great story. If you can get a comp pick for him, that's great, depending on how much he signs for in free agency. It kind of sucks that we're in this position, but we have so many other positions that we need to prioritize. People want to start giving contracts to Logan Ryan. I'll start making videos about those, like Jabril Peppers, and giving contract extensions to those guys. But you have to realize where you want to allocate money. And if we can find a Wayne Gallman in the 4th round, I don't really want to spend that much assets. And I think you're already paying Saquon Barkley $10 million. Wayne Gallman would be great. It would have been great to have both of them this year, but I think you're going to have to let Wayne Gallman go, especially since you don't have that 5th-year option. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. A little bit more analytical. And let me know what you guys think. Do you think we should keep Wayne Gallman, trade Saquon Barkley, do those crazy different things? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.